Biblical Shakers. This week's reading will include the 45th through the 48th chapters of the book of Jeremiah, which we have been reading for the past few months. Each day will include a posted devotion about the specified chapter read. On Friday, there will be a praise prayer for the Bible and time to reflect on the week's reading and enjoy some quiet time and a thankful heart for the Word of God. We begin with a brief 45th chapter that focuses on Jeremiah's faithful secretary, Baruch, who shared the prophet's trials and sorrows. It records an event that occurred after Baruch wrote a second copy of the prophecy because Jehoiakim had burned the original. How disappointed he felt when he heard that everything he had written had gone up in smoke. When it seems like your work and witness are useless, remember for whom you are doing them. God sees your work. He knows your trials. He hears your words, and he meets your needs. The weeping prophet was a prophet to the nations as well as to Judah. And his book closes with prophecies concerning the nations, beginning with Egypt, as we read about in the 45th chapter. Babylon and Egypt were the two major world powers after Assyria's fall. The Babylonians defeated Egypt and passed world leadership onto themselves. Nebuchadnezzar became king. Jeremiah had prophesied that Pharaoh would be killed by his enemies. It was fulfilled. Located on the coastal plain next to Judah is Philistia. This country had always been a thorn in Israel's side. The two nations battled constantly. Well, in chapter 47, we see that the country is taken by Babylon. The Moabites that are written about in the 48th chapter were descendants of Lot through an incestuous relationship with one of his daughters. Moab was known for its pride, so the Lord brought those people low. They relied on a false god and trusted material wealth, so their God was captured. They lost all their defenses. God cannot tolerate pride because pride is looking down on others and taking personal credit for what God has done. More countries are being conquered, but God is still promising to Judah, "Do not fear, for I am with you." This week, I would also like to invite those who have not checked out my blog to do so and check some of the headings, the drop downs. One is about the authors who have written the devotions, and another one is a list of all of the books of the Bible that the blog has studied. And at any time, at any other reading of one of the other books, you can go to that book and drop down and click on the chapter devotion that has been written for you. Please go ahead and enjoy checking out the blog this week. Well, next week we will complete the book of Jeremiah. Good work for remaining faithful to the reading, just as Jeremiah was faithful to God. And don't forget, Biblical Shakers will make reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray that the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.